All right, everybody, we're live. This is Tuesday night, not Monday night. I missed it. Monday night, we did not do a show. I am sorry for that. We had a lot of things going on. Multiple members were gone. We couldn't pull it together. But
Dino had fatherly duties.
I did, and Z had work commitments, and yeah. So we are gonna do this, the new wrestling show. Another one. I know people were famously not happy with the first one, but that's okay. Only a few people. So a little wrestling. We're gonna watch we're gonna review Double or Nothing AEW. So let's hit the little intro and let's go. All right, AEW Double or Nothing 2023. This was let me make this. This was May 28th, Memorial Day. So this was
a week. This was like a week and a half ago.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a little late on
That's
this.
Okay.
But,
That's okay.
It gets because we have there are other pay-per-views coming up, and this is to basically get our feet wet a little bit more with upcoming ones, and then be more up to date.
We've had requests about people if we could do a review along while people were like, well, we watch it live. But I know Carter, we're talking about this. I don't really react that much. I mean, I like time to process it in the moment. So I like to review it, get my thoughts. I actually have notes. Can you believe this? Look at this, like a geek. I'm so terrible at this. I made notes. Like, fuck, look at this madman stuff.
I like to eat during the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I got you, dude.
And it'd just be a mouthful of food.
Yeah, I got you. So without further ado, so AEW Double or Nothing. It was in sunny Las Vegas. Double or Nothing. This is their third one. This was 2019, I believe, was the first one or something like that.
Yes,
in 2019. So they do. What would you call this? I guess. Was this like, remember when WWE didn't have like the wheel spin of like different matches way back in the way? It wasn't there pay-per-view for a while, like the Wheel of Destiny or some shit. It was kind of like that.
I remember Cyber Tuesday or some crap like that.
Yeah. So I listened to Cornette, so I got a little Cornette in the back of my mind. He did say that he goes, Double or Nothing, it's like different rules, but there was no rules in any of these fucking matches. So it was interesting. So without further ado, again, Las Vegas. It was the same day as NXT Battleground. That's why we're going to do Battleground next. I got to watch that so we can do that.
We might be good on Battleground.
Okay, I don't know.
So NXT. Okay, so Battleground happened, and then we have NXT. And then like the regular show, and then it'll be like another regular show, and then we'll do a review. Nobody cares about it next.
Okay.
We'll do it when it's fresh.
On Monday Night Raw, some girls got called up from NXT, but that's okay. Don't worry about it.
They did.
Yeah, they fought Ronda Rousey and Baszler.
Oh yeah.
But we digress. We're digressing. We had a bunch of side quests going on here. So, again, so. I didn't official attendance 10,550. I like doing the numbers. The buy rate was 135,000. Not banger numbers compared to the other company.
What was the attendance rate? What was the attendance?
10,550. So 11,000.
So what was the capacity? I guess the point. I guess what's the capacity of the arena?
20,000, 18,000, 17,000. Concerts are like 12 to 20 grand. So not sold out by any stretch of imagination, but not terrible. Not like 3 grand showed up and they were like blacking off the rafters, like back in the day.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw a picture of the perspective of the camera from. I saw a picture of the seats where the camera doesn't shoot, and it was very empty.
So, I believe this. I saw this on. This is a Twitter. Tweets. Look at this. I'm going to show this real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me do this. Let me do this. Bang, Carter, just for you, baby.
Okay, so yeah, so you can see in that little area facing the like across from the
and then down here too.
Yeah,
it's weird.
So yeah, okay, all right. You know what? It's still respectable, but
it's not sold out. But I mean,
I know a lot of WWE shows like a couple years ago. They were like, well, before the pandemic, like
correct, yes.
2019, they were kind of like that.
Yeah.
So nothing to worry about yet.
No, it's okay. We're trying to get perspective on this. We're getting better at these. I feel like I'm trying to get better at these things. So Double Nothing kicks off. First match of the night. Very confusing to me. It was this international champion, AEW International Championship, not Intercontinental. Blackjack Battle Royale. That's what kicked it off. Orange Cassidy. I love Jim Cornette's analogy, aka Pockets. He calls them Pockets because he puts his hands in his fucking pocket all the time. But it really confused me in the beginning. So it was a battle royale, and so that when they started, they didn't even introduce anybody. And there was 20 guys out on around the ring, people in the ring, and then they were like, it's a blackjack battle royale. And then they said people who get over the top and get eliminated, or it's like a Royal Rumble, I guess you would call it. So they have to go over the Rumble, but touch both feet on the ground kind of thing. So first of all, my thing was that was confusing because people were like flying out of the ring, but then they came back in and they weren't eliminated. People were like taking dives. It was a huge spot fest. People were like diving out of the ring, but then they weren't eliminated because they weren't thrown out of the ring. And then there was people outside of the ring who were fighting with each other outside the ring, and they weren't even in the match technically yet. So like it made no sense to me. Why were you fighting outside of the ring when it didn't matter? Because you weren't even in the match yet. It was a lot of chaos. It was hard to keep up with.
The strategy of the heels, of a lot of the heels, was to just kind of wait it out.
Yes, Swerve. Yeah, Swerve famously waited it out for like 3/4 of the match.
Brian Cage, didn't he? He waited. I listen. I watched this thing about a week ago, so my memory is fuzzy. But from what I do remember, Swerve, Brian Cage, and there's like a number of other guys. They just kind of waited they bided their time, and then they kind of tried to pick the carcass.
Yes.
Of who was left.
The Luchadors had a nice couple spots. They all teamed up together. That was interesting. The things I remember are this reminded me of I put on my notes. This was the WrestleMania match where they try to get everybody on the fucking card so they get paid. This is what it reminded me of. It was a train wreck. Just spots, unnecessary spots, people jumping out of the ring for shit that didn't even matter. I understand like Royal Rumble stuff, like Kofi Kingston would jump out of the ring to do a spot, but you had everybody jumping out of the ring, but it was insane. I know people like this, so I kind of try to do this too. This went on for a paltry 22 minutes and 25-second match.
It felt longer.
Yes, and we'll talk about this. Hopefully, this podcast wasn't as long as a goddamn pay-per-view. We'll talk about that too. The pay-per-view was like 4 hours long, and that's not even counting the pre-show. Orange Cassidy retained by eliminating Swerve Strickland at the end. Orange Cassidy to me is okay. He's okay in my book.
A point I'd like to make is that I hadn't watched AEW in about a year. I got rid of cable.
Mm-hmm. Did you peace out when CM Punk peaced out?
I think I peaced out even before that.
Okay.
So like, so coming back to it and seeing that there is an international title and that Orange Cassidy has it, that was a little that was interesting,
Okay,
to say the least. And I'd like to know how long Big Cass has been in AEW.
Big Cass looks like a monster too.
Yeah, but he has a name change. His name is Big Bill.
Yes.
And they explained it. The announcers explained it. Well, he's big, and his name is Bill. And I'm just like,
yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, it was William Morrissey's his real name. So,
dude, so many potential names, and he fumbled the bag on that one.
So May 4th, 2022 is when he debuted on Dynamite.
Wow.
Yeah, he served as MJF's pick for Wardlow's mystery opponent back in the day.
I could have swore I remembered seeing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. So it was okay. Big Bill looked okay. Nothing memorable about this whole thing. It was just overbooked spot fest. It looked like an indie show. It was brutal. So.
Yeah, that's the thing about AEW. It's like it still has that indie thing to where there's no cohesion.
Yeah.
Among matches, like you'll have the exact same spot in one match, and then the same spot. You'll have one spot in one match and the exact same spot in another match, and maybe even in a match after that. You know.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So that happened. Orange Cassidy won 22-25 on the time. The next match that came up was Jericho and Adam Cole. Adam Cole and Jericho with special enforcer Sabu, which I didn't even see Sabu. I think he walked out and then a quarter away in a match just left and was like, I don't really know. I figure like they just paid Sabu to show up for like hardcore fans to say that's Sabu.
What was funny about Sabu, he still had his little lanyard just kind of dangling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know why that was funny to me.
Oh, jeez.
Like, bro, you can take that off. Come on.
The audience. I feel like Tony Khan came out and told everybody to just sit on their hands the whole. Like the crowd was just dead. Like maybe because they were so hyped the first match, it wasn't happening. On my notes here, I was taking notes as I was kind of watching it. I'm so geeky now.
What do you remember about the crowd?
The crowd didn't do anything. They didn't care about it. You know, okay match. I put pretty impressive. Jericho still taking bumps. He is at the old age that he is.
Yeah,
he looked 10 times bigger than Adam Cole did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Adam Cole, I don't get him. Okay, because I used to watch him in
NXT, right?
NXT, and I guess it made sense there because he was surrounded by a bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just like, you gotta build up your arm muscles or something, because his arms are like, they're skinny and they're short.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
He was concussion, like he just came back from concussion protocol. He has like a million concussions. I didn't like the spot where Jericho threw the chair at Adam Cole's head, and then Adam Cole fell into a table that was conveniently on the side of the ring, lined up effectively.
Well, he took bumps. I remember he took the worst bump back in NXT War Games, like where he fell from the top of the double cage onto some tables, and I remember a show even before that where he was fighting Aleister Black, now Malachi Black, and Adam Cole he took a slam onto two chairs that were like this,
yeah,
the backs were like touching each other, and like the tip of his bag his bag just hit the tip of those chairs. Mm-hmm. So he's good for taking some hella bumps.
This match went 17 minutes. What else did I put on here? It turned into a chain match near the end where Jericho handcuffed Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole handcuffed Jericho. And then they had the fire extinguisher gimmick thing. And it was just, I don't know. It seemed the crowd wasn't into it. They didn't really care. Chris Jericho was knocked unconscious by Adam Cole because the chain, he wrapped around the chain around his knee, and then he tried to wrap around his head, and the chain fucking is so terrible that he couldn't get it off of his leg, so he was short dicking it because he had the wrong hand. He had left hand instead of right hand, and then he couldn't do it with the left hand, so he just did bare knuckle kind of right-handed slams to the head, and the referee just called it. That's how it ended. Protected Jericho, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Jericho's not. It's not like he's fighting for a world title or something. I mean, I think he could take a loss, but I don't know. Yeah, was not my cup of tea, I guess. I mean, I like Jericho. I know he's a locker room leader, you want to call him, but just wasn't my cup of tea.
What I remember of these matches, I was like, oh, okay, they're not right. They're okay. All right.
Yeah. That was 17 minutes. First one, 22 minutes. Like everyone gets a 20-minute match. It's interesting. The next match was probably one of the better matches of the night, which is interesting to me. FTR tag team champs versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and they had everybody and their mama as ringside. Karen Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, they were all hanging out around. So FTR just came back. They are the tag team champs. They haven't really defended that much. And the special guest referee was Mark Briscoe. So
I don't know who the hell Mark Briscoe is. That dude look rough.
So Mark Briscoe is part of the Briscoes. I saw him in the Seagate Convention Center, Toledo, Ohio, when Mark and Jay Briscoe were both tag team champions back in the day. So they threw down. It was interesting. They're good old boys from oh boy. Let me make sure I get this right.
What's the most major promotion that they've been on?
Ring of Honor.
Ah, okay.
Ring of Honor way back in the day. 2002. I mean, that's how old these guys are. They're from Maryland, way back over in Maryland. So they like have chickens, and they're just good old boys, and it's good times. I thought this match was really good. I almost thought Dax from FTR. I thought he went up for a suplex or something and like came down awkwardly on his brace, and I thought he ruptured his Achilles, fell to the ground.
He sold it.
Yeah, I guess he sold it. I mean, it just looked like a random suplex to me. I think so the match was it was good. I thought it was one of the better matches of the night. Old Jeff Jarrett still can hang out. I was more impressed with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. It seemed like they carried this match with all the interference that was happening ringside with Karen Jarrett and Sanjay. They made him sound like Mark Briscoe's never refereed before in his life, and maybe he hasn't. But I tell you, it was crazy. They did the double bump spot. Jeff Jarrett had a guitar, came in, hit Mark Briscoe in the head. Mark Briscoe laid unconscious for like 35 minutes. Aubrey, right? The female referee, Aubrey, she came down.
Yeah.
Karen Jarrett hit her with the guitar, smoked her, didn't even hit her in the right spot. Like hit her with the edge of the guitar. It was fucking brutal. And then Karen Jarrett fell down because she's wearing high heels and it's fucking slippery as shit out there.
So that's Kurt Angle's ex-wife, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would love to know that origin story.
Yeah.
How Jeff Jarrett plugged her away.
Dude, Double J, he's wheeling dealing, man.
Yikes.
And what I did is I'm just thinking about the match myself too. Yeah, for what it went 20 minutes. FTR defeated Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I mean, it was a decent match. Jay Lethal, I think Jay Lethal got pinned, I believe. Yeah, he went for the double injector, and then they came back, and he got almost a near fall, and then they came back and hit him with their finisher, and that's how it kind of ended. And then Mark Briscoe, hit up Jeff Jarrett because Jeff Jarrett was talking about how he screwed him and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, this was a good match. I like FTR. Who is FTR really going to compete with? You know, I know the Acclaimed was hot for a minute. All these other tag teams, just like FTR reminds me of I don't even know who would be like maybe the modern day Usos, where they don't have anybody to compete with, and it's just like they're just gonna have the tag team belts until they retire, or they split up, or something injury happens, because there's no one there to really hold up that division. You know, for Tony Khan to say he's different from Vince McMahon, he does not hold up the tag team division better than Vince McMahon does at all. So.
I heard the rap on Vince was that he hated tag teams.
He did. He had to pay 4 people instead of 2 people. That was the old gimmick. So yeah, Tony Khan's got money. I don't know why he just needs to be better booked. And again, it was another interference call, another rough bump or other thing. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett's 55. He's out here still getting checks. You don't care.
Good for him.
So that happened. Next match, Wardlow, Christian Cage went 17 minutes for the AEW TNT Championship ladder match. They brought out Christian Cage's affinity for ladders and how he's the most experienced and stuff like that. And this is Wardlow's first ever ladder match kind of thing. For me, what'd you think about this? Did you remember this match?
Yeah. The thing that stuck out to me is how much I don't like Christian.
Interesting.
I've never liked him. There's just something about him. I remember back in the day, Vince not liking him, and
the smugness. You think?
He's just not. He's not. He doesn't have the physique of an exciting wrestler.
It was like Gangrel, The Edge with Brood, remember, and then Christian on the back end,
Yeah. It's just he doesn't do it for me as a wrestler. He doesn't do it for me even as a heel, like as a baby face or even as a heel that I want to see get beat. Like, why in the hell? Okay, why is he not behind Luchasaurus?
You mean Luchasaurus being the person in the match instead of Christian Cage?
Yeah, he should be like.
He was. It was Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy for a while.
Yeah, but he should. Okay, it should be Wardlow versus Luchasaurus with Christian Cage, like maybe just being a mentor or a valet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what's happening is he split up Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and then he's mind controlling Luchasaurus and telling him, Luchasaurus is a dumb dinosaur kind of guy. So
I don't know, man. Like that, him versus Luchasaurus. Okay, Wardlow versus Luchasaurus would have been a much better match.
2 big dudes just.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, it's great that Christian has that ladder pedigree, but if that were the case, then just get like Jeff or Matt Hardy in on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They fought earlier in the evening that I didn't even mention that. They were in the pre-show that I didn't watch. So
I didn't.
Yeah, the Hardys and Hook beat Ethan Page and the Guns, and I didn't even watch it. So I heard it was terrible. I heard Jeff Hardy looked like a mess again, but that's okay.
No.
Wardlow, they had crazy ladder spots. First of all, in the beginning of the match, Christian Cage told Luchasaurus to go to the back. Same thing with Wardlow. He told who's his manager?
Arn Anderson.
Yes, Arn Anderson. Take his ass to the back. So
you know what? That's good. I like that Arn is his guy because before Cody left AEW, he was managing Cody.
Yes.
So I'm glad he transferred to
Wardlow.
I like Wardlow a lot.
Okay. So Wardlow had crazy spots in the match. So the first spot was he jumped off of the turnbuckle onto the ladder and it busted and the whole thing fell apart. I don't know what kind of spot. I don't know if that was intentional or the spot was just messed up. And then they tried to put that ladder up, and the announce team I thought was so funny. We're like, get the other ladder. And I think he heard him. And he grabbed the other great ladder instead of the rickety one. So the referees didn't have to hold it because it looked like it was going to snap in two, like two toothpicks. And then what happened after that was Luchasaurus comes out to try to interfere with Wardlow for Christian to win the match. He beats up Luchasaurus while Christian's out, getting a refresher around the ring or something. He beats up Luchasaurus, puts him on two tables he set up previously in the match at the beginning of the match, does a swanton dive off of what is that, like a 20-foot ladder or something?
Off the very top of the tallest ladder that you could think of.
Puts him in the middle. Luchasaurus just sits there like a coffin, like he got in a coffin match or something for like 20 minutes as he gets up there. Does a swanton, doesn't hit the table perfectly. You see that? I mean, he hit the edge of it with his back.
At least both tables break.
Yes, thank goodness. And then, so after all are incapacitated, Wardlow, Christian's getting up to the ladder. Wardlow's in a daze from the swanton bomb. Arn Anderson comes out, whispers something into his ear, and then all of a sudden, that's when the ladder, he jumps on the ladder and stuff like that, and it breaks. And then they get both knocked out, and then Luchasaurus tries to come in or rough up Wardlow. Arn Anderson comes into the ring, old Arn, and looks like he's got two bad knees. And then looks like he's going to give him a spine buster, which would have popped everybody. I know he has neck problems and stuff. But no. Luchasaurus tries to take him for a choke slam. Arn Anderson defends it and bites off looks like he's gnawing off or biting off his thumb. And then basically, this is AEW, folks. Then he goes out and goes to the ring, then just sits there, and they go on the back, and Luchasaurus gets incapacitated. And then basically at the end of it, they wrap it up. It goes 17-10. Wardlow defeats Christian Cage, they have him and Arn Anderson hugging, and Arn Anderson has so much blood on his mouth because he bit off Luchasaurus. I know you like Wardlow. Did you like the match? You think, or was it just meh?
Yeah, it was just fine. Okay. It was fine. I like Wardlow. So
I wanted to see him powerbomb Christian Cage off the very top and into the double tables.
I would just wish he had a better opponent.
Yeah. So that was that match. This next match, Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm.
Wow.
Oh boy. Wow.
Ooh!
Oh boy.
Listen, I don't remember much about this match. I just remember how much I want to put a baby in Tony Storm. That's all I remember, man.
Canada's finest. Canada's finest.
Damn.
So Tony Storm.
Woo, she is built.
Yes.
For children.
Yes.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
So this match This match is for the AEW Women's World Championship.
And listen, man, yeah. Jamie Hayter ain't bad either. There's something weird about Jamie Hayter. It's like she like covers herself up too much. I'm like, wow. Pull that hair back.
Okay.
Wear some skimpier shit because I want to put a baby in YouTube, but I got to see what's going on fully.
Weird.
Damn it! It's a battle. It's a battle.
Oh boy!
Hey, see, that's what I'm saying. It is a battle.
Oh boy!
Who can have my baby first?
Oh, Jesus!
My God! Ooh!
So,
Jamie, it's a battle of just cute, thick girls.
So here's the thing. So I know you're probably gonna not be hating on this because it went a paltry 3 minutes. So what happened was Jamie Hayter in inside baseball reference. Jamie Hayter was injured before this match, for real, not like a storyline. So Saraya and Ruby Soho come out and beat her up before she even gets in the match, and then so they do it while she's doing her entrance. And then they roll in the ring. The referee's like, "Hey, I know you just got beat up, but you're gonna wrestle, right?" And just rings the bell. It's like, what? like when they be disqualified? Like your champion just got assaulted, and in front of everybody, not like just not like in a backstage segment like 4 minutes before the match started, or earlier in the day or whatever. I didn't get to watch this because I think I got distracted with my kid.
So from what
Tony Storm like knocked her around for a while and then like pinned her. That's all. Yeah.
From what I gather, so the last time I watched AEW, Jamie Hayter, she was kind of
the hottest thing on the planet.
She was a heel. She was a heel, and I think she might be a bit. And so Jamie Hayter was the heel. And Tony Storm was the babyface a year ago. Now they switched, and Tony, because I remember in the promo, she said she's not playing nice anymore.
Correct.
And so she resorted to, what did she do to? I forget. What did she do to win? She did something. She did something underhanded. She like hit. Somebody got involved and somebody got hit. That's all I remember.
Let's see if I can. I don't even know. We might get taken down, but maybe this action might make it better.
Was this? Oh, was it Saraya?
Yes.
Didn't she got involved, right?
Yes.
Okay. Saraya. I almost forgot her name was Paige.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was trying to find some kind of usually they have like on Twitter like different kind of results. I didn't really see it.
Tony Storm's eyes are just boring a hole through my soul right
now. Boy.
Woo! Look at you.
So it was good. I mean, they got to get the belt off Jamie Hayter. This is the perfect way to do it. I mean, it protects her because she got beat up beforehand. So when she comes back, it should be okay. All right, we're gonna move on. I know it pains you. It just hurts your soul. House of Black. We talk about Malachi Black, and they had an open house rules match. So it was like a challenge to anybody for the World Trios Championship.
This I hate. I hate
the Trios.
I hate the Trios Championship. That is so stupid.
Okay.
It's like they're already hurting for tag teams, really.
Yes.
And now they're gonna like put
factions versus factions. Yeah.
An extra 3 belt. Like, no, stop it.
Yes.
No.
Well,
no.
It's like if you're gonna do this, just make a tag team championship and just make it a Freebird rule where you can just have 3 people.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like. I hate that, and I don't like the name Trios. I don't like it.
It sounds like an appetizer at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Okay, so a year ago, who
was
that? Who was that girl?
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. Okay, so she was part of a cheerleader gimmick.
Correct.
With what's his face? Something Junior. But
Sammy Guevara Jr.
No, it's damn it.
Hold on.
Brian Pillman Jr.
Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff, the Varsity Blondes. Griff
Right.
Patterson. Yes.
Right. Okay. So from what I remember, Aleister Black or Malachi Black hit her with the mist.
Correct.
And it slowly started to turn her.
Correct.
So okay, all right. So a year later,
yes.
She's with the faction.
Yes.
That infected her. All right.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I dig it. And she looks good too. She looks really good. I like her in the all black. These guys are looking like barbarians, but she's looking a little
gothish.
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley-esque.
Yeah, she's looking a little sleek and chic. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that.
Okay.
I like
so the open house rules match means like anybody can go, any kind of rules. So who comes out? Our favorite rapping duo, the Acclaimed with Mr. Billy Gunn.
Daddy
answer the call. Yes. I thought it was interesting during Max Caster's rap that he had the balls, and I can't believe Tony Khan let him say it, but maybe he didn't. That Buddy Matthews, he was getting cuckolded by Rhea Ripley and Dom in the other company. So it was. Yeah.
You got to take it there with rap.
Yeah. So
that's all there is to it. That kid, that kid is hella talented. Max Caster.
Yeah.
Very talented, man.
You know what's funny? He reminds me of he's like Cena, right? Kind of like Cena, but does he just keep doing that the rest of his thing instead of like Cena, how Cena kind of got away from it? I mean, I know
he can grow out of it, but he has to be like really, he has to get really over though.
Yeah.
Like really over. He doesn't have to keep doing it all his whole career, but he should use that to get him like over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like him a lot too. That's my guy.
Went 15 minutes, roughly. The star of this one was Anthony Bowens, man. He pretty much held the match down for like 10 minutes of the 15-30, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. I don't know if Max had like an injury or something. Like I didn't see much of him during the match. Like he was just getting knocked down to the floor repeatedly. Like they couldn't get the hot tag, obviously. Anthony workhorse this thing. About 14 minutes or about 10 minutes, 11 minutes in, he finally tagged Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn hit like 4 famoushers or 3 famoushers on these guys. The big dude, whatever that dude's name, Brody King. He took the shittiest famouser in the famouser history. He like didn't sell it properly, and instead of just laying down flat on the floor, he like angled himself up like this and did like a head roll. It was the craziest sell. It was like an oversell of like a kind of back in the day. House of Black defeated the Acclaim and Billy Gunn to win back or retain the World Trios Championship. You know what's funny for me? Malachi Black, he was supposed to be the star, right? Like he was Aleister Black. He was.
Oh my god, dude! He was the guy in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
He was the dude. I loved him.
Yeah. Now he's just lost in the Sauce Trios Championship.
I tell you what. Okay, so he was the guy in NXT, and then he moved to SmackDown, and he was just. Yeah. They just underused him, and then. But I will say this: when he debuted in AEW, he basically he ended Cody's career there because I remember he kicked the crap like in his debut. He like kicked the crap out of Cody, and like and ever since then, that's when the fans turned on him. And started booing him, and I remember Malachi Black's his entrance. That shit was so hard. It was like they had like this cool ass music, and things would go black.
Yeah, looks like
and then he'd reappear in another part of the ring, and
it was like that.
That shit that was like the hardest thing in the world to me. I loved it. And now they're kind of doing that, but I wish they come out to that same music.
Yeah. So that's I thought it was an okay match. I mean, I wish I would have got more offense instead of just House of Black just destroying Bowens for like 10 minutes, and then I felt like they didn't get enough. They got the comeback a little bit, but not the comeback, and it just wasn't the greatest. That was my opinion. That was my opinion on that match. Not very good. Not, and it's Memorial Day weekend, right? So let's talk about this. And I'm watching it, and I'm watching it on a replay, obviously, and it was just like not the very good start out of the gate. Like Blackjack match was a spot fest, which was fun for what it was. Jericho match sucked. The tag team match was okay. Wardlow wasn't the greatest in my opinion. Tony Storm was just a squash match, and this match wasn't the greatest either. It just not a very good start for Double or Nothing, man. Like this is supposed to be one of your premier pay-per-views, right? It just was not good. So that happened. That was 15:30. The next match, Jay Cargill, TBS Championship versus Taya Valkyrie. So, entrances were cool. Taya came out to like go-go dancers, I guess you would call them. I don't want to call them strippers. I don't want to meet them. Go-go dancers, I think. And Jay Cargill came out to her sorority step team, so that was cool. For being a heel, her ass was dancing around that stage more than any heel has ever been seen. So that was interesting. We went for 850. Taya did okay. I mean, she put her all out there. I mean, she beat up Mark Sterling. She flew off the ropes and hit Mark Sterling. The finish to me was kind of interesting because they're all using the Glam Slam from Beth Phoenix, right? Isn't that Beth Phoenix's finish, the Glam Slam? I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all using that as their finisher. So the thing that's fucked up about it is Taya Valkyrie used hers, and Jay Cargill kicked out at 2 3/4. We'll call it 2 7/8. And then she gets up, kicks Taya, and then uses the Glam Slam on her, and then gets a 1, 2, 3 at the end of it. So it's like, hers is more powerful than Taya's. It just didn't make sense to me, especially one right after the other. It just demeaned the whole thing to me, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I was fine with this match.
Were you? Okay.
I liked because to me, okay. So from what I remember watching, nobody could match Jade's power.
Correct.
And I think she did that. I think Taya matched her power because she had some. Because she was, I thought she was brutal to her. I thought Taya was brutal.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, she threw her around. It wasn't an easy match. It wasn't a squash match like Jay Cargill usually gets, right? Like 40 seconds and.
Yeah, because she had some really good moves. She had something like the equivalent of a curb stomp, the ropes, and she had Jade like dangling on the ropes with her head like on the apron, and she like did a baseball slide.
Correct.
And she looked really good doing it too.
Yeah, I mean, it looked great. I just didn't like the finish. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
The finish wasn't my thing. Now, after that happens, I missed this part too. Chris Statlander comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she defeats Jay Cargill, it says, in 48 seconds by pinfall.
Yeah, she was like, I guess she threw out another open challenge. I don't know. I thought it was dumb. I thought I don't know. They were better off just doing an open challenge because it just feels like they screwed Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, and it's like Jay Cargill really doesn't have much competition anymore. Especially when she's a TBS championship and not the women's championship, right? So she's out of the whole women's picture with Britt Baker and all those other top people. So when it comes to the middle ground of the women's division, like there's really nobody there. Chris Statlander is probably her best rival. It's going to make a lot of money theoretically, and you just kind of I know they're planting seeds and stuff, but like you just kind of.
Why didn't she just come out and like just work a great feud, and then in the next pay-per-view, then she can win it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was
you gave it away.
That was a waste.
Yeah. And like what is that like? I don't know. It just confused me. Another confusing thing. Overbooked, kind of terrible. It's almost bad as all the ref bumps. It's like overused, but
that could have been a great feud.
Yep.
Leading up to her winning it, leading up to Chris Statlander winning
it. And Chris Statlander wins, and then Jay Cargill gets kind of protected because that's one of the better athletes in the women's division. Then you can make her into the women's champion. I'm sure maybe that's what they're going to do, but it was just terrible execution. The next two, and that was 48 seconds. So I don't even know where we're in now. Hour. That's almost 30. That's an hour. 2 hours. We're almost 3 hours into this thing. The next match is the Four Pillars match, we call it. AEW World Championship. MJF is the retaining, defending world champion. This went 27:50. It's a 4-way match. All fatal 4-way. You see Jack Perry, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara. So for me, the thing I don't like about MJF is I think he's fought 4 times. I think he's fought 4 times in the whole year, Carter.
Really?
Yeah, he's like Brock Lesnar. He just shows up in the pay-per-views and doesn't fight during anything else.
Well, that's the gimmick.
Yeah, I get the gimmick, but you're the world champion, man. I know everybody shits on Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns doesn't fight that much anymore, but he makes it feel like it's a big deal, right? When he comes out, like I don't think MJF during the promos and stuff doesn't make it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a gimmick, and
I get what you're saying. It's like he has Roman Reigns has kind of like a methodic way about him, and
the whole acknowledge me, the crowd, it's like.
And MJF is, even though he's the champ, he still kind of has the motor mouth. He still doesn't
smarkiness. I know he's supposed to be the arrogant heel, but it just.
Yeah. But since he's the champ, he should probably just say less.
Correct.
I get, yeah.
And the problem is you can't. It's not like he has like. I'm not saying he needs a mouthpiece or something like that, but like. I know Heyman has range, right? And Heyman's the king of talking, right? I mean, he's just the man and magnificent about it, but I know what he should have done, I guess, was when they win the world championship is MJF should have, since he has all this money, like remember he was in contracts and Tony Khan paid him all this money, he should have kayfabe and said he hired this guy as his manager now because he's too busy with other stuff to be, maybe that might have helped them and protected them a little bit.
A manager, yeah. Yeah, a heel like that, he might need. I don't know, man.
I know MJF. It just. I know he likes to talk, and he's a great guy when it comes to talking and stuff. But it's tough.
You should always have like a strong guy around him.
Yeah. So Juggle. I listened to Cornette. It was funny. He said Jack Perry came out looking like he didn't give 2 shits about this match when he walked out. Sammy Guevara came out, and him and Tay Conte announced that they were having a baby, which, he's supposed to be this cocky heel. Tay's supposed to be the, girlfriend, and, now everybody loves them because they're having a baby. Darby Allin had a Elvis wedding vignette during the entrance, which was crazy. It had MJF getting married, but it wasn't MJF. It was some guy in MJF mask, and then they were going to bury MJF in the desert with Elvis's help. It was just not very good.
Well, that was, but I don't know why I dug the Elvis jumpsuit that Darby had.
That was cool.
It looked. I don't know why. I just thought it looked cool on him. I don't. Whatever.
Oh boy, you're good. Hey, don't be a mark.
I'm marked out. Because it just. I'll tell you why. Because it didn't seem like him. but I don't know. It didn't seem like him, but I got what he was doing because he was in Vegas.
Okay. I mean, I get that too. I'm not saying I don't. I just thought it was funny that I just thought the vignette was just not great. I was like, man, especially as an entrance, it was terrible. But whatever.
But I will say the opening riff of his theme music.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I marked out to that too.
Okay. We'll talk about Darby Allin more after this. MJF came out, boss, just straight boss music, of course, boss everything. I'm trying to remember what all happened here. Yo, what's up? MJF came out. They did his thing. They kind of all teamed up on him in the beginning, because he said he was the man. They all beat him up. And then he got rolled out to the ring, and then they all beat each other up. And then, he'd come back in, and, people would come back out. It was a little bit to try to catch it all. I felt like always it was only 3 people in the ring at all times, and the other 2 or 2 people in the ring at all times. The other 2 were just taking it easy on the outside. It was interesting. What else did I think about this match? The finish pretty much was Darby Allin was trying to take Jack Perry and do a coffin drop, which is his move that he goes on a turnbuckle and then basically takes a coffin drop. And that's kind of his finisher. MJF took the belt and threw it on Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy and Darby Allin clashed because he jumped off the top rope, and basically that was the end of it. And then rolled him up with a little roll-up pin kind of thing. Okay match. I do think they have potential with MJF and Darby Allin as a singles after this. I think Darby Allin can go with MJF and make a program out of it.
Well, I was watching the Dynamite after this, and Darby, he was in a match with Pockets.
Yes, Orange Cassidy.
Against like these behemoths, these giants, and like he was taking it to him. He had to like throw his entire body at these guys in order to beat them, but he did it.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, this went 27 minutes 50 seconds, almost a half an hour on this match. Which,
another point, I knew how the match would turn out.
Okay.
But while I was watching it, I was still like, oh,
yes,
like those near pinfalls. I was like, oh, what? I was still kind of, I still suspended disbelief.
I don't think, I hate to say it, I don't think Jungle Boy or Sammy's ever going to win the world championship again. I think Darby Allin could be a close runner-up, but we'll see. MJF, I think with Collision starting, it's going to be their new show. I think they're taking Rampage off or whatever the fuck it is.
Did you hear the announcement?
Yes, that CM Punk is going to be on the first show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that afterwards. So we'll get through this last match, and then we can. I'm going to shit on all over this match. You're going to hate me for this. So MJF defeated everybody. He retained the AEW World Championship. Interesting. He tried to pay off Sammy Guevara during the match for his kid. I thought that was cool.
He took the so in the match,
yes,
MJF took the mic and said, and he's just like, "Listen, Sammy, you're having a kid. Just lay down. Take the payday. Just lay down." And then Sammy takes the mic and says, "Screw you, Max."
Yeah.
And that got a pop from the crowd.
Yes. It was interesting. I've never seen somebody just take the mic mid match.
Yeah.
Very peculiar, but whatever, it works. So the next match is our main event, which I understand why you needed to put it on last. I would have liked to see this on last, but you couldn't do it, obviously. Anarchy in Arena, you have the Elite, aka Hangman Page, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega versus Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, and Brian Danielson. And
something I want to say about this. Okay, so a year ago when I stopped watching AEW, Kenny was the heel, and they were in Hangman. He was still a babyface, but he and Kenny, they weren't getting along anymore, and they were both on the outs with the Young Bucks.
Yes.
So it was very surprising to see that all four of them, well, not really, but I guess kayfabe wise, it was surprising to see all four of them back together again, especially Kenny and Hangman, just because like that was they had a nasty feud. That thing was nasty. So it was kind of something to see those two back together.
So this match started out insane. Hard to keep up. The fucking band, they came out playing Wild Thing. Blackpool Combat Club came down from the fucking like the Shield entrance, right? Come down through the crowd. Fucking the goddamn song doesn't stop for like fucking 20 minutes of a 27-minute match. I mean, it's fucking going on forever.
That reminded me of a New Jack match where the music kept playing.
Yes, it's like, god damn, it's annoying. Fucking the announce team can't even keep up with it because the cuts are just so crazy because, you know, fucking Claudio's in the back fucking by the truck back there. You got fucking Wheeler Yuta over here. You got
everybody was everywhere. The concession stand, out in the parking lot,
at the stage.
Nobody was in the ring though.
Yeah.
Everybody like either in the stairs or on the floor.
And I understand it's anarchy in the arena, but fuck, man, like, and then they took out the fucking table, so the announce team couldn't see anything. Only had one fucking monitor, which doesn't help the whole fucking situation. The segments that kind of killed me on this was like Moxley opening up in the first 30 seconds of the match, like bleeding all over the place, which is crazy.
My thing about when wrestlers do like really crazy shit, like say when Wardlow did that swanton off of the very top of that ladder like that, that was insane. Yes. Is it like a callus that they build up? It's like you start off. You start off in wrestling school just taking a couple of bumps.
Yeah.
And then you might do like a jump off the top rope.
Correct.
And then like it's like, do you just build up that death defying I don't know, like gene in you? What
I think the other thing too is like you're trying to make a name for yourself and you're trying to go out there and be the man kind of thing. Grab the brass ring, as Vince McMahon always calls it.
But my God, like I know me, I would tense up at something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like they keep working themselves to that.
So,
to just keep pushing it. And
this is why there's so many injuries in AEW too. Let's talk about that. Everybody gets injured in goddamn AEW, and it's like stupid fucking shit that doesn't matter. Like, oh, this guy fucking jumped off the ring and fucking destroyed his knee, and just stupid shit that doesn't matter. It's like, Jesus, like I sound like Cornette. It's fucking terrible, but it's like, I understand making big spots, but make them meaningful, right? Not, you don't need the big spots every goddamn match. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Right.
The thing that was ridiculous in this match is Kenny Omega and Moxley were out at the stage, kind of, and they had this big poker chip and barbed wire, and they landed on it, and nobody got cut up, man. Like they did a suplex. Kenny Omega's back was fine. Like,
didn't that explode?
No, did it? No, the thing. I could
have swore it did.
Maybe it did.
At first.
Oh, did it? Okay, I didn't see that part.
Kenny took that bump where it exploded, and then he got up from it, and then he threw Moxley in there.
Right. So
in the barbed wire.
And then the other crazy match or crazy thing was Claudio giving pile driver to to one of the Bucks outside. Then Nick Jackson was nowhere to be found. He comes out of the arena 40 minutes later or whatever, comes down the ring hobbling, looks like he, all his neck problems. They gimmicked his damn boot with the firecracker and then exploding super kick to somebody. So that happened during the match.
Man, freaking Moxley, he loves that crap. He loves like the torch. He loves being tortured.
Deathmatch, man. Deathmatch master is trying to be,
He's into that. Because I remember he was in some sort of, he was feuding with Jericho, and he had a match with, in order to get to Jericho, he had to keep fighting guys.
Sure.
And he had to fight some like hardcore guy. Mm-hmm. And I remember he took out a fork in the match.
He took out a fork in this match too.
Oh, God.
He was giving a fork to Kenny Omega too.
No, he took a pizza cutter. He took a pizza cutter.
That's GCW. That's God damn, what's that dude's name?
I forget his name.
I'll tell you. It was Nick Gage.
Okay, yeah. And he took out a pizza cutter and just started.
Yep, that's what he does.
I'm just like, yep. God, you really love that, man.
Yep. So basically, the Blackpool Combat Club defeats the Elite. Wheeler Yuta gets the pin during the scrum. Bryan Danielson kind of talked about. I feel bad for Bryan Danielson. He needs to start doing hour-long matches by himself. This whole Blackpool Combat Club, once Regal left, just fucking took the shit.
What happened to Regal?
He went to WWF again or WWE again.
As a
vice president or some bullshit,
No kidding.
Yeah, him and Triple H are like super tight.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
How did they write him out of AEW?
I think Danielson or one of them beat him up. I think that's how it went down or something. Or somebody beat him up and they stretched him out and they kind of just whatever.
Shouldn't they just be the Combat Club now?
Pretty much. Yeah. I just think Danielson needs to go back into singles. This whole like faction thing. Like Danielson's the best wrestler on the planet. Like, why is he doing? He
doesn't have that much time left. So
I know. So the cool part was Wheeler Yuta showed up. He took the pinfall. Danielson during the scrums trying to play up Wheeler Yuta to be the next big thing. I don't think Wheeler Yuta is going to be the next big thing, but that's my opinion.
Yeah,
he's who showed up though?
He looks so out of place.
Yes.
So he's been with them for roughly a year, and he still looks out of place to me.
Yes. I'm trying to remember here.
He needs to shave his head or something. I don't know. Either grow it out or shave it.
So they won by assistance by Don Callis, of all people, Omega's manager, and Konosuke Takeshita, right? From New Japan Pro Wrestling, I believe.
Yeah, that was funny. When they did that reveal,
boy.
Who the hell is that guy? And then they have to go, it's Konosuke. He has so many freaking syllables in his name.
So, and then the thing, too, is like fucking, I was listening to Cornette. I didn't catch this, and I had to watch it again. Fucking Callis fucked up and should have moved to his left. He moves in front of Omega. Fucking Takeshita fucking almost trips and falls and fucking would have been hilarious, But fucking pushes Callis out of the way to hit fucking Omega with a running knee. It was. I mean, I don't think, unless you're a huge fan, like, I'm not the biggest New Japan Pro Wrestling guy. That's not me, which is fine. Or an AEW guy, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. He just I wouldn't have known who he was. Like, I'm just not that.
If you're an AEW fan, it seems like they expect you to know the deep cuts.
Yeah. I get it.
Everybody.
I get it. I mean, you're Dave Meltzer and you're watching 35 goddamn pay-per-views a month. I get it. What were we gonna go back to when I said we're gonna go back to this at the end of the match? the other part is after 20 minutes, the biggest pop in my room was when the Young Bucks super kicked the goddamn band, so they stopped playing.
Oh yeah.
That was the best thing for me. What else? Jesus, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was wreck. It was just a bunch of recklessness. Too much going on at one time. Too many camera cuts. It was just brutal to me. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it was something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't watch. I'm glad I didn't watch it on Memorial Day. I would have been pretty pissed off spending time out of my day to watch this fucking thing. 4 hours, way too long. Could have been cut down. Needed to be cut down. I don't even know what's the next pay per view. Do we even know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
Probably in like 3 months or something like that. They don't do every month.
No. Road Rager? I don't know what the fuck that even is. Battle of the Belts? Let's see.
Okay, so I watched Friday Night Rampage, or
Yes.
tried to. Holy crap, that was like, they were defending the AAA championship. I don't know what AAA is. They were defending like Ring of Honor championships, and just I couldn't watch any of that.
AAA Mega Championship from Lucha Libre.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't
Yeah.
care either.
So Rampage is getting okay. Oh, let's talk about that. That's what I was going to talk about. Rampage is not their big show. It's Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
So Rampage is getting Axe and Collision is now the new show. That CM Punk that we kind of allude to. CM Punk, the announcement was that CM Punk is going to be this main character and negotiated with Tony that he's going to be the guy. They made his own show versus fucking CM Punk. And it's AEW Collision. Are you excited for this?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, why not? What the hell?
So they announced that the first Collision match is going to be outside in Chicago. So I think it's at the United Center on June 17th in 2 weeks. CM Punk fails to boost AEW Collision ticket sales outside of Chicago.
Damn.
I don't know, man. It was, people were saying will he return? Will he not return? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. I mean, you got to think he shit all over the company. Now, was this one of those Tony Mark things where he just shit on the company? He's like, he's going to give him a show regardless, and they just did it for
Hey,
books.
man, business is business.
Yeah. I don't know. And you got the whole locker room split. Him and Jericho don't get along anymore. Him and Omega and the Bucks don't get along anymore. Him and Hangman Page don't get along. I mean, you're taking all the top talent, and CM Punk can't really fight anybody. They're saying that the next fight should be CM Punk versus MJF. That's what's going to happen after the last, CM Punk appearance was supposed to be MJF and CM Punk for a program, but I don't know. How this is going to go. I fear. I fear this is like WCW all over again. Like the CM Punk, does he have creative control now? And it's I don't know. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Damn, what was I gonna say? Oh well, we don't get paid to book, so
yeah.
Hey.
Maybe we should. Yeah, I'm just the latest on his programs. I guess they're struggling. Tickets are bad. I mean, let's look. Let me be the man out here. What do you think tickets are going for right now? $30.
Really?
Maybe I'll tell the wife. I don't know. Oh, it's way up in the rafters. Okay, $30. That's not terrible to be there.
So what's available?
That's available.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. This is all available. Let's go. Let's go. Best seats. I don't know what that means. Oh wow. Okay. This is damn near almost there. $100. Oh, that's $229. Hold on, let's look at $150. Yeah, I mean that's damn near SummerSlam.
So a lot of seats are available.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
And this is on a Saturday. Yeah, it's either $30 tickets and you're in the nosebleeds, or this is $75. That's not terrible.
So it's going to be on Saturday. So it's going to compete with
every pay-per-view on the planet.
Yeah, with the premium live events on for WWE, on top of like boxing, on top of UFC.
They better have the fucking. Oh, here we go. The show will be positioned as their main program behind Dynamite, with Rampage becoming company's developmental show. Placing former YouTube Dark and Elevation, which was canceled due to the addition of Collision.
All right. So it's all good.
This better be the banger of all bangers, man. You know, this is almost as dangerous as, theoretically, right? You know, Raw going up against Nitro back in the day.
Yeah.
Or having pay-per-views on the same day, a la ACW, WCW, and WWFE back in the day. So, I don't know. I wonder what the reception is going to be when he walks out. You know, I know it's in Chicago. That's his hometown, but does Chicago forgive him of everything?
I'm sure they do. It's the other cities. You don't have to worry about Chicago. It's the other spots.
Well, you know, the other thing is, like, is it a big traveling promotion? Is it going to be, you know, in Chicago forever because it's his show? Like, I highly doubt it'll be at the United Center forever.
Absolutely not. It'd be interesting if it just stayed in Chicago.
Yeah,
that was like his only motivation for doing it.
Like it's ECW. It's in Philly forever.
Yeah, he just kind of roll out of bed and then
go down the street, wrestle, and go back home.
Yeah. I
mean,
that'd be perfect.
I mean, honestly, if I put my Hulk Hogan cap on, that doesn't work for me, brother. I mean, he could play that with Tony. Like, hey, listen, you're gonna give me a show. It's in Chicago, man. I'm not traveling anymore. I'll travel for pay-per-views. I got creative control over everything.
Hell yeah. So the next pay-per-view or premium live event is going to be Money in the Bank, right?
Yes, for WWE. Yes.
Yeah.
It would be July 1st.
All right.
Because May 27th was Night of Champions and July 1st. So no thing in June.
Yeah, they're gonna. Okay, so wasn't there? There was a show. There were two shows in May, right?
There was Night of Champions and Backlash.
Okay.
So Backlash was theoretically May 6th, and then Night of Champions was May 27th.
All right. So yeah. All right. So they're averaging.
Right. And that coincided with Battleground on the 28th. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the Great American Bash on July 30th after Money in the Bank.
Okay. So. Is the Great American Bash, is that just because I know they'll do that like for NXT, they'll have like the name of a pay-per-view, but it'll be the regular show.
This is a pay-per-view, I believe.
No kidding. All right.
I put pay-per-view schedule, and this is so you have about right. So let's go through this because you're more of an NXT. You get Spring Breaking, right?
Yeah.
Backlash, Night of Champions, Battleground, Money in the Bank, Great American Bash. We're going to SummerSlam. In Your House, which is dope. I might watch that just for memories. Now, are the sets as cool as they were back in the day?
Kinda. They kind of had like it's a similar set to
Halloween
the
Havoc, shit, that'd be dope too. You know, it's like WCW days. You got Bash at the Beach and shit. Fucking let's go. So, yeah. But,
all right, cool.
so we'll watch Money in the Bank. We'll try to do it. I don't know. Maybe we do it at Tuesday. Maybe we do Monday Flipside and Tuesday review the show so it's fresh in our minds and not a week and a half later. So
we'll figure it out. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we're on top of things out here. So we appreciate everybody listening. We're gonna try to do this. I got invited to another podcast. Guess StreamYard's doing collabs now. We put our profile up on a collab site. So
okay.
Got invited to do a podcast. I don't know how well it's going to go, but
all right on.
I'll figure it out. I always put this out here. People hate me for it, but it's fine. As usual, make sure everyone talks about Flipside Comic Con. I know we don't talk about comics, but Flipside Comic Con Saturday, August 26th. Be there. If you're not there, you're a loser. No, I'm joking. Hopefully have a good time. So I gotta get more vendors. So anybody wants to vend, send me an email, flipsideceo@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram, Tales from Flipside CEO. And I think that's all I got. You got anything, Carter? You got anything?
Well, I just did a haul video over the weekend, so check that out.
Okay. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just looking at everything else I got going on. That's it for me. Just kind of seeing everything else I got. If I have anything I need to talk about. Nope. So, okay. All right, everybody. We appreciate it as usual. Me and Carter hanging our thing, doing our WWE talk. We appreciate everybody. We're out here. We're chilling. We're doing it all. And we'll talk to everybody later. Deuces.